in either case. Basically, when people say pool first, they're saying before the hatchery. It doesn't really necessarily matter if it's the gas first or not. And I do have a Velo who will play with us. Let's see.
Sweet.
Get him in here.
And there's Poke, so Poke will probably come play with us too if we need him.
He might be all prideful. That's the problem. Oh, man. See, this is the problem with these young fish that kind of get some success and then they think they're bigger than life.
It is okay, sir.
They get angry. Alright, so I'm just going to start it.
Excellent.
The less he talks, I think the better off we all are.
Alright, so we're going to go gas first. I guess speeding expand, basically. I'm gonna be aiming for probably like a 14 gas, 14 pool, do you think?
Sure. I mean, one of the most important things to making sure that this is true is don't curtail it to the build you know that's coming. You know,
right.
Like what would you do in a ladder against Terran if you were going to do pool first?
Yeah, well, it would be probably either, well, if I'm going pool first, probably 15 pool, to be honest.
Then do it. We'll do 15.
Okay.
See how that tests out.
It will be.
These guys are your friends, right? Sup, Sun?
I have no
Walker.
idea who those guys are.
Oh, damn.
Came in on you
Snuck
or on
in.
Alish, so.
Okay. Well, I didn't ref them, so they can't harass us too much, I think. This is cool, though. I'm glad you're covering this. This is a huge issue for a lot of Zergs. And honestly, guys, for those listening, it really does stem... Well, okay, there's a couple points to it. The first one is the decision-making. Like, it really does come down to engaging at the last possible moment. When you have the most Zerglings, you have the Queen. Hopefully, your drones are at the highest rate possible. That you've built that spine crawler as far as you possibly can. But the second part, and it's a lot like 4-gate versus 3-gate, or 4-gate all-ins versus 3-gate pressure, is it looks really similar, right? Like the Terran can bring out 8 SCVs and its Marines, see that you're in position to defend it, and then just pull back the Marines and SCVs and expand. And what did you do? You built 20 Zerglings and a spine crawler, and you cut drones. And guess who got the worst end of that? The Zerg. So that's why it's very difficult. That's why people have a very tough time. But it's worth working on because it's a part of the game. It's not going to get taken out.
Yeah.
Mules are here to stay, and
The struggle I seem to run into, or the frustration that I feel rather, is I feel like a Terran player can 2-racks, and he has several options out of that 2-racks. He can be extremely aggressive with the Marine bunker pressure. He can be sort of aggressive with just 2 Marines and a bunker or whatever. Or he can be entirely passive and just expand right behind it. Whereas Zerg isn't afforded the same kind of luxury there because we have to be preparing for a worst case scenario. Because literally once he's walled in, and once he is kind of got a couple Marines out, there's not a whole lot we can do in terms of scouting. So it does become a worst case type preparation.
Yep, so watch drones. You want to pull them off now. Get that 100.
Oh, yeah.
Queen has started. Metabolic should be soon. And now you're already seeing additional SCVs, so this is when you know. Oh, okay, he's looking to pressure. Now, he doesn't have to be committed to this at all. So you want to get a feel for it without taking extra hits. So get on that tower. You chase him beyond that. And now the tower's information. Okay, here he is. He's rallying back. So now you're just making Zerglings. and you're not taking any extra hits. So back off, and you want to have a flanking force like this, and then a frontal force too. So just keep going back and forth between that tower. Just poking. If you take a single Gauss rival shot, that's fine. Yep, and if he wants to gift you a SCV like that, that's great. But I would have put a Zergling on the tower. I would have left one. Always want to have vision of that tower if you can. The only reason you shouldn't be on that tower is if he forces you off of it.
Alright, so he is backed off at this point.
Yeah, but he keeps showing back up. He's still massing, so you got to relate with this. You got to make speedlings. And when that speed kicks in, if he wants to keep dancing around, you can punish him. Good pull off. Oh, okay. You're going to have speed first. Don't touch. Don't get hit here. Make more lings, and then I'd close in on that. I'd crush that. You're going to have speed before those bunkers finish. Or you should. Now go. It's got to be precisely timed. Your back lings are a little late. Couple of rough angles here. Okay, so where's that spine crawler? You're late on the spine crawl, and that's what ends up hurting us here. So you got to start it now. Yep, and he's just going to crawl these to you.
I just made drones for some reason. Because I'm that confident.
Oh. I'd start probably a second spine crawler too. And I'd start on the high ground, because you can creep, you could hit it from the high ground up there. If you spread your creep enough, get that tumor going, yep. Now you gotta watch this, because you gotta respect this. That bunker right there can reach that spine crawler, I believe. And it's not gonna finish. In time. Watch your overlord. Yep, don't let it pop over there. Yep. So I'd pick it up and move it back, because you can outrange it. Well. No. You might be able to outrange. Pick that one up. Get it out of there. There you go. Good. Nice. Now move that spine crawl on the high ground up. Now here's the thing. He can recycle all these, so you gotta start making drones now, right? With 3 spine crawlers, you have to, and all these lings, you have to be mining right now. Now I'd collapse on that, yep. Or run past. Excellent. I like this choice, actually. And if he wants to pop out like that, yeah. Excellent choices. Now leave, yeah. Who cares about that random bunker? You need to be droning hardcore and injecting like a mad dog. But these lings can go punish him. So he probably expanded now or something. Or you're getting information. Poke up that ramp. Can't get up there. This is just a waste of time. You know, he's going to make a Marine. But that's okay. Okay, now pull back. So you saw the expansion. And you know that the rush has been stopped. Yep, a couple more free Marines. But you have to be droning hard, man. You are behind. I'd start mining gas. You have extra gas. Or, excuse me, extra minerals. I'd build maybe a 3rd queen. Take your 2nd gas, if not even your 3rd. But you got to close the gap here. You need to transfer over 5 or 6 drones to that new base. Make sure those SCVs are dying. Oh, just going to pop out. That was kind of a random choice. Hit those SCVs. And now you need to stake out the front of his base just like you would in a normal game. So you actually handled that fairly well. We talked about if we were going to improve upon that in the future, probably faster spine crawlers, right?
Right.
I'd move those spine crawlers into pertinent positions. They're no longer needed where they are. Now, one of the dangers from here is he hasn't expanded yet, so have 1 Zergling on each tower just to kind of keep that information, and I'd have 1 Zergling at the base of his ramp. Is he going Hellions, Marauders? What is he doing? Because if it's Marauders, you got to be moving up the tech tree pretty quick here.
Alright, so I get in this position a lot. I hold off the attack.
Yep.
And I might feel like I'm a little ahead. I might not really know. But it leaves me with this question. Okay, well, you know, what do I do? Like, am I trying to come back economically? Do I need to go all in with some banelings? I mean, how do I know what decision to make?
I would just go meet a link. Like, you know he's at least barracks heavy. And you know, I just feel like Mutiling's the best in every matchup, or in this matchup, anyways. But right here, look what your Overlord's seeing: Marauders and Hellions, right?
Yes.
So you got to do something real quick because that's going to be a timing while he expands, which is like the awesome ability of Terran. So probably make some Zerglings and then flank the crap out of those Marauders or something. But those Hellions cancel them out pretty bad. There they are. Oh, Blue Flame too. Gets worse. I'd make more Spine Crawlers. I take this very serious. Your money's really high. You don't have Banelings. You don't have Mutas yet. So, I mean, this is the unique time you could go die. So I'd send a drone off, go expand to one of the obscure bases.
Sucks.
I'd start to spire like you have. Take the 4th gas, occupy it. You didn't send the drone out, so you're going to get contained here in a second. And you're losing this queen, so you need to... Well, it's a 3rd queen, I guess. And spread these Overlords. But what I would have liked to have had you do is like take one of the main bases right now, because if he doesn't scout it, that's how you get back into this game. Here he comes. You better be churning out units. I think you're fine. I think you'll hold it off. Transfuse, transfuse.
Oh, I was pressing R.
There you go. So that's the composition. You know more of that is coming. You need to rebuild. You're going to kill these Marauders, build 2 more Spine Crawlers.
Where's
Start
my
that Baneling
spine?
speed.
I have
Baneling
2,000
speed.
minerals. This happens to me all the time in ZVT. I just get minerals.
Get on that tower and now get the drone out if you didn't earlier. You have to go expand, right? You cannot be on this few bases. You're on the same number of bases as him. You can't very well take the high yield just yet because you haven't destroyed the destructible rocks. So that's fine. So compensate. Go take another main. Here he comes. This is why you want to be really careful with these Zerglings too, because those Hellions can almost run them down.
And I would like to be droning right now, but I don't know that I'm safe to.
Well, it's with the mutas that you want to do it first. So watch your Zerglings. You're kind of, I think you're just outside vision, but if you were to happen upon them, it's a really bad place to be. And your money's still super high, so like Evolution Chamber right now. Inject, inject, inject. You have 2 drones on the left gas. No, maybe it's 3. Actually, it's 4. You can click on it and see how many are on there now. You have 2 on one at your main, the right one at your main. So show these mutas, and then it's time to go. You hopefully caught them off guard, but of course missile turrets build faster than you blink.
So do Marines.
Yep. Okay, so right now it's time to drone. These mutas are out. You've got map control. Drone, get Baneling speed. He cannot very well move out at the same time because you know he is just now seeing the mutas. So you have a window of opportunity here to do that, and you have to take advantage of it. If you're not on 4 bases by the time he kind of reclaims his ability to move out, then you're in trouble. +1 armor, probably +1 attack on the mutas, on the spire. Stake something on each tower. As a Zerg, if you don't have the towers, you're actually misplaying the race. 25 mineral commitment to watch that big of vision is just ridiculous.
So
They had it.
this is an odd composition here. I know he's trying to go right back into Marine Tank.
Yeah.
But I'm really not sure how to play it right now because he still does have those Marauders.
Muta Baneling, man. And then maybe Roaches as he backs off the Banelings, or the Marauders. But you gotta be maximizing these mutas. Like, he's only got 1 turret covering that back mineral line. Or he's got 1 turret at several different places. Actually, as I say it, it's almost like he's cheating. But these drones gotta come out. You gotta be hitting these injections. I'm seeing a lot of hatcheries. You know, your main's naked. Get Queen's kind of rotating around. Good. Keep them occupied this way, and then you want to make Banelings as a base. You want to have a base of Banelings right now. You got drones to transfer from your main. And then you need to move down these Spine Crawlers. So you got 1 at least I'm seeing at your main. I guess you only have 1. Here he comes. There's a tank. So you need a lot of Banelings, man. If you pop those Marines, because he has no Thors that you can see, then you actually are going to destroy this army. See? Good luck right there, right? A bunch of Hellions, some Marauders, a lot of Marines, and some tanks. Not even a lot of medevacs, to be honest.